Hey guys, it's Ben. It's time for another update on my weight and on my blood sugar situation. And I know, I'm supposed to be doing these once a week, and it's been like 10 days. That's only because this last week I was so dang busy. You guys, I thought when I would retire, I'd have way more time and and energy to do these videos. But the thing is since I retired on 1 September, my life has just been full of traveling with KH. The last couple of trips have been amazing, and we're on another one right now. In fact, my son and his wife just had their baby about a month and a half ago, and every year there's this thing in Louisville, Kentucky called the Equip Expo, and it's an industry thing for lawn and landscapers, and my son has a landscaping business, so normally he goes, but he sent me this time to represent his company at the Equip Expo here in Louisville, Kentucky. We did that last week, and that's why you didn't get an update this last week from me. That's why it's Saturday and you're finally getting one, right? Anyway, long story short, here we are now. We're done with the Equip Expo. I finally got some time. Now we're at Wildcat Adventures Off-Road Park in Kentucky. We decided to take 4 or 5 days and ride the trails here, and we're going to take you along at the end of this video so you can experience some of that with us, especially if you're not watching my wife's channel, Hanging with KH, where we do all of our RV videos and our side-by-side riding videos, and that's where our grandkids are, and you can see our dogs and all that stuff. So if you want to go over there and check that out, that's another aspect of my life, and it may be interesting to some of you guys that love dogs and babies and side-by-side riding and camping and RVing and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get on with the update. I'm sorry, I get distracted. I have a couple of comments in the last video that I kind of want to address. One of the comments that we're going to address after I weigh in here in a couple of seconds came from Miss Mickey Gal. And it says, drugs are, let me just read it verbatim. Drugs just a band-aid. You need to stick to diet like low-carb diet with some kind of exercise. So we're going to talk about that comment. I think you may be ignorant, right, of a lot of facts, right? I think that you may not just be informed. So we're going to talk about that comment a little later. But first, I want to lead off with this comment. Then we're going to get my weight and my blood sugar results for this last week average. And then we're going to do some side-by-side riding and talk about at Miss Mickey Gal's comment. At Kindergarten with Miss Fosia asks, how is the appetite and diet situation after stopping Mounjaro? Do you feel more hungry? Yes, I do, but that's kind of a tricky question. And I feel more hungry because I'm actually exercising more than I was before I lost the weight. I'm able to do that now, and before I couldn't. And there's a couple of different reasons. It wasn't because I was so fat that I couldn't walk. It was because I had so much extra weight on me, and I've got very little cartilage in my knees, and I've got this terrible neuropathy problem in my foot now. All that extra weight was creating a big problem, a lot of pain. I couldn't do it. Physically was unable to do it due to the pain, right? Now that I've lost the weight, it still hurts, don't get me wrong. I still don't have cartilage in my knee, so that's still going to hurt. But there's far, far less weight on it, 100 pounds less weight, in fact, on my knees. So I'm able to walk longer distances without having to rest and relax, right? Without having to sit down and be lazy. So I'm getting way more exercise. So by doing that, I'm finding that my appetite is increasing a little bit since I stopped the Mounjaro, but not terribly bad, right? And lately, I don't know what it is. Lately, I've had the willpower to not eat the foods that I'm not supposed to be eating, like fast food stuff. Like, you know, you'd think you'd miss that. I mean, I lived my life on fast food for 10, 15 years. My wife and I would eat it 2 or 3 times a week for dinner or lunch, or, you know, and I'd eat it going to work in the morning. I'd grab a sandwich or something. I was a fast food addict, really. I was addicted to it. So since I've stopped the Mounjaro, I've also changed a lot of lifestyles while I was on the Mounjaro, right? So my eating habits were some of those things that I've changed, right? That was a big part of it, and eating way more healthier. Instead of eating sandwiches on white bread, white and rich bread, I'll eat them on rye, right? Instead of slobbering it with mayonnaise, maybe I'll just use a little less mayonnaise, right? Instead of having a sandwich that's this thick, maybe I'll just use 2 or 3 slices of meat, right? I've just cut down everything in my eating. I've changed my whole concept of what I like to eat. I really prefer home-cooked meals, fresh vegetables. Fruits are good. I never liked that stuff before. My wife used to get on my butt about it, having an apple or an orange or something, and I would resist it. I'd much rather stop by Burger King or McDonald's and grab a burger, to sate my appetite. But now I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm reaching for the apples and the pears and the oranges and stuff. So I am eating more, but I'm eating more good foods. And because of that, I haven't really been gaining a lot of weight, right? And I've had a lot of energy to do my exercising and stuff. The foods that I'm eating now seem to give me more energy throughout the day than the foods that I used to eat. Man, I'd eat breakfast, at McDonald's at 9 o'clock in the morning and I'd be hungry by 11. Now I eat breakfast at home. My wife kicks me a couple of eggs. Maybe I'll have an apple with that or something like that. Piece of rye toast. And I'm good until, man, I forget to eat sometimes at lunch. I don't even remember to eat because I'm really not that hungry. So, things are a lot better now, and it's because of all the lifestyle changes, and it's not just the quitting the Mounjaro. I don't think that you're going to be successful if you're not mentally prepared for quitting the Mounjaro and eating right? And being cognizant of the fact of how many calories you're taking in and what kind of food you're eating. You really have to change everything. The drug will do it for you. The drug will make you lose weight, but if you intend to keep it off without the drug, if you intend to quit using the drug, you better be changing some lifestyles on the way down. All right, so quick history about me. I used to be 250 pounds. I lost a lot of weight. I got down to 180 or 190 pounds on my own, and I was unable to lose any more, and then I got on Mounjaro for my diabetes. My doctor found out that I had diabetes, put me on Mounjaro, and I started losing weight on that stuff. I went from 180, 190 down to 147. I got down to 147, you guys. I'm 5'9". That's a little too light, right? So I quit doing the Mounjaro for a couple of reasons. Number one, I couldn't gain weight. I was trying to eat more, but I just couldn't do it on the Mounjaro. My appetite just wasn't there, and it would make me feel sick eating too much, right? So I quit the Mounjaro and then upped my eating game a little bit, but not bad foods, like good foods, right? I just upped a little bit more. Instead of taking one little spoonful of salad, I'll take 2 spoonfuls of salad. And instead of not using ranch, maybe I'll use a little bit of ranch, right? Not much, though. Not like I used to. I used to bathe my salads in ranch. They were the most unhealthy salads you've ever seen. Anyway, I've learned, right? I've changed. My lifestyles are changing. So we're learning as we go. But no, the answer to your question is, I'm doing good with my appetite. It has increased, but naturally so because of my new exercise regimes and everything. I'm still walking 3 times a week on top of all the extra exercise I'm doing, like at the Equip Expo last week. That place was huge. We must have walked 5-6 miles a day, and that's a lot for me, right? I'm not used to that kind of walking. A guy that came from maybe a quarter mile a day, right, at the most. I'm now walking 5 or 6 miles a day, and it's not doing too bad. My feet aren't my knees aren't worn out, and my feet are doing okay. So losing that weight's really helped. Anyway, do I feel more hungry? The answer's like, no, not really. I don't get those same hunger drives like I used to. Like I'd get cravings is the best way to put it, right? I'd have to, in the worst times too, like at 8 o'clock at night, I'd want to go in and raid the ice cream, right? Or have some Oreos, or if there was a bag of chips in the, pantry, I'd eat those. Even tortilla chips will do just for the salty stuff, right? I don't do that anymore. Since I quit the Mounjaro, I find that I don't crave those kinds of foods anymore. Now, if I get a craving at all, if I get hungry, I reach for something healthy, like an apple or something along those lines. Maybe some nuts. My wife has bought me some of these little nut packets. They got peanuts and cashews, and they're just a small little, like an airline packet of nuts, and that seems to do it, right? I'll eat that, and if I still feel hungry, then I'll say, if I'm reaching for another one, I'll say, let's give it 5 minutes and see how I feel in 5 minutes. And normally after that 5 minutes has elapsed, I'm not hungry, right? my stomach has sent the signal to my brain, and it took 5 minutes to get there to say, okay, you're good with that. Thanks for the snack. we're not hungry anymore. Whereas used to, I'd be on that second bag or third bag, and then my stomach would say, "Oh, good, we get the message. You're full now," and I've overeaten again. Sorry. I get off track sometimes, you guys. So anyway, I quit the Mounjaro because I'd lost too much weight and because I had developed this neuropathy in my right foot from a thing that we talked about in another video. It's not important. My foot is getting a little bit better, but I still do have the neuropathy, and I'm still working on it. I'm still working with a neurologist on getting that under control, and things seem to be going a lot better. I'm on a bunch of vitamins and supplements and stuff like that, and I'm on one pharmaceutical drug called Duloxin. It's kind of a antidepressant, I think, is what it's used for, but it's also supposed to alleviate neuropathy pain. So, and I believe that it's doing that because in the last week, you guys, I've got the best sleep that I've ever gotten. Not ever gotten, and the best sleep I've gotten in 2 or 3 years at least, right? I slept 8 hours the other day, and the day after that I slept almost 12. So obviously my body needed it, but that is unusual for me because normally I'm getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, and that's not constant sleep. I'll sleep for a couple hours, I'll wake up, go to the bathroom, do something because I'm not tired, and then get back in bed and force myself into another hour or two of sleep. That's the way it was. This last week I've been sleeping every night real good. Last night I got about 7.5 hours, which is incredible. And I forced myself to get up because I knew I had to make this video for you guys today because I forgot to do it last week. Not forgot. Couldn't do it last week because I was so busy. So my apologies to you, but here it is now. And we'll do another update video when I get home next week. Anyway, let's get on with the weight. Last week, I'm not really sure what it was. I can't remember offhand, so you have to forgive me. I'll flash it down here what my weight was last week. But that weight's not important anymore. The weights that is important is this week's weight. So hopefully I haven't gained too much, and hopefully I haven't lost any, right? I want to maintain about where I'm at. My goal right now is to maintain between 155 and 165. I'd rather be closer to the 160 mark than the 165 mark, but you know what I'm saying. Let's see where I'm at today. Happy? There we go. Oh, there we go. Zero it out. See where we're at. Okay, lost some weight, 153.4. All right, 153.4. I actually lost some weight this week, and I really thought I'd gain a couple of pounds because we were at that convention and everything. I did eat healthy, but I found myself not on a regular eating schedule. So I ate a little bit later this week, later than I like to. I like to be done eating completely by like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, right? I don't like to eat after that if I can help it. If I do get hungry in the later evening, right? Yeah, during the Netflix time when you're sitting down to watch some Netflix, maybe I'll grab an apple, slice up an apple into as many pieces as I possibly can and eat it nice and slow. But that's what I do for a snack or something like that, if I just can't resist the urge to eat something. But I lost weight this week, so that's good. All right, so my blood sugar, as you guys know, I've been maintaining my blood sugar. My doctor said if it goes over 140 on a weekly average basis, right? If it goes over 140, then give her a call and we'll get back on some diabetic medicines, right? But it hasn't gone over 140, right? In fact, lately it's been dropping. Like last week, 2 weeks ago, it was like in the 130s. And then last week it was in the 130s or 120s. And now this week, my blood sugar average, you guys, this week, 119. 119. So it's actually going, the last 3 weeks in a row, it's going down without the Mounjaro, right? So I'm maintaining my blood sugar through diet and now exercise, right? My exercise is picking up, right? I can actually tell you guys now that I'm exercising, right? All the walking that I'm doing. And I told you last week I got this Fitbit. Man, I got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about this Fitbit. And we're going to do it probably in the next video or the video after that. I'm still learning everything there is about it, but this thing is really helping me. And I totally recommend that you get one. And watch my video next week and I'll explain why you should get it. But go ahead and order it now. You won't regret it. They're 99 bucks on Amazon. So we're going to talk about that comment from @Miss Mickey Gal. But I want to do it in a beautiful environment. So let's go check out Wildcat Adventures Off-Road Park in our RZR side by side and hang out with KH for a little bit and talk about that comment and see what KH has to say about it. That ought to be interesting.
Hey KH.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah?
It's a little chilly.
This one is a serious side-by-side get-together area here at Wildcat Adventures, it looks like.
Yeah, look at that baby.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about a comment that somebody left on my video last week. You probably heard me already talking about it.
Yeah.
She said about, you know, the drug. You don't need to use the drug. All you got to do is diet and exercise, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think that way, right?
Yeah. Some people, it's not so easy.
It's not so easy. In fact, it can be impossible, right? I just don't understand why, if people recognize that obesity is like a national epidemic, which it is, it's a terrible national problem that we have.
Yeah.
Why are they so opposed to people seeking out treatment to fix themselves? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to stop and get a trail map real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
I was saying how it's kind of weird how people, I wonder which way the thing goes. Does it go down this way? I guess so. Yeah. All right. You know, people know it's an epidemic, and it's a medical problem, really, for a lot of people. People don't overeat because they want to. It's because they feel like they're starving, right?
Yes.
And people that don't feel like they're starving all the time would never understand what an overweight person that, right? That their body's telling them to eat all the time,
Yeah.
right? I just don't think they understand it. So, you know, I'm not trying to be mean to these people. I just think that they're not very educated on the whole science of obesity, right?
Right.
I think a lot of things are coming out now. Like for instance, in my situation, I lost all that weight from 250 down to about 180, 190 pounds on my own without any drugs, but then I was stuck. Didn't matter what I did.
Yeah.
I could diet, you know, and then I'd get super hungry and I'd end up overeating a little bit and gaining even more weight back, right?
Yeah.
Every time, everything I did would fail, right?
Yeah.
And I was exercising, but then I'd try to exercise more, and then I would wear myself out, and then I wouldn't feel like exercising at all. It was a vicious cycle I was going through. I'm not really sure which way to go here.
Go with your gut.
Huh?
Go with your gut.
Let's see. It goes down, and then I think maybe this way.
The problem is that so many people eat all the processed food, and that processed food has toxins in it. That's the problem. So you have to eat real whole food, like fresh apples, not an apple pie.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the American diet, you know, and fast food industry and all that stuff, you know, it's very conducive to obese people.
Oh, well, yeah, it's all about convenience. And fast food is horrible for you. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us. We stopped at McDonald's every single time we had to take JT to a game or something, practice.
Yeah.
We were eating horribly for a number of years. And that started us on the bad habits. Because before that, I was cooking every day.
Yeah.
You know, or every other day.
Yeah.
But we were eating real food.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I just, you know, I guess maybe I'm naive, but when I read that comment, I was like, I wasn't offended by it, but I was like kind of shocked that somebody would even publicly make a comment like that on a public forum, right?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I mean, I wonder, you know, if somebody had cancer and they were taking chemotherapy for their cancer, would somebody say, you know, if you would have, you know, start eating right, you know, would they mock the treatment for somebody, you know, trying to better themselves, trying to cure themselves of a disease like that? I don't even know if it's a mock, right? I just think that it's like looking down your nose. It seemed to me, it felt like she was looking down her nose at me.
No, she was just repeating what she has heard.
Right.
That low carb exercise, that will get you where you want to go. But you have to eat real food, not processed food.
Yeah.
Because the processed food, I really, truly believe it has addictive properties in it. Something addictive in it that makes us want to keep going back for more.
Yeah.
I mean, look at a McDonald's French fry. You drop it in between your seats, you find it 3 years later and it still looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah.
That can't be good for you.
No.
Well, we're getting a little steeper now. Should we go this way?
Yeah. This is fun.
I have no idea where we're at.
Me neither.
Anyway, I just wanted to address the comment and say, I just think people are not educated, you know?
Right.
And I wish that they would be more educated.
Get more informed.
And, you know, that person probably won't see this because that'd be the only video of mine that they watch.
Oh, shit.
But, oh, here we go. But I hope that they do see this, and this makes them, you know, get curious to say, I wonder why obese people just don't go on diets and lose weight, right? Why it doesn't work for them.
And you know, before you went through all of this, I thought the same thing. I thought, you know, if you just quit eating and you exercise and you only eat good things, that it'll work. But some people, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
You have to get kick-started. That kick-started you and your body into this mode now that it's on a healthy.
Yeah. You know, where I will agree with her is the less calories you take in. If you take in less calories than you're burning in a day, the better. Hold on, here's the trail thing. This is 50C.
This is cool. No one wants to steal.
Here we are. We're right here.
Okay. No one wants to steal a sign that says 50C.
No.
See, in Davis, Oklahoma, we have...
Hey, you're not on the main road anymore.
We're on 50C. This is fun as hell. Okay, so we'll go down Goose Rock here.
Okay. Yeah, before you got on this journey, I had no clue.
Don't call it a journey.
Oh, sorry.
Before I got on this pain in the ass, losing weight, I mean, there's nothing fun about losing weight, right?
I watched you puke and have all those issues while you were on Mounjaro.
There's a lot of side effects while you're on that drug, and it's not for the faint of heart, believe me, right?
Yeah.
I would much rather be able to diet and exercise my way down to a healthy weight, but I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
But now that I am down to a healthy weight, I've been down to a healthy weight
for months.
So I quit the Mounjaro like 5 months ago. And this morning I weighed in, and did I tell you what my weight was this morning?
What?
It's like 153.
You lost.
I lost weight this week.
Wow.
I went from like 156, so I lost like 2 or 3 pounds this week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you know what? So I did the same thing, except I didn't do Mounjaro. I've lost 50 pounds and I'm holding steady at 134 for, this is 3 weeks now. So I actually need to start exercising more to lose some weight. I need to get down another 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And I will be good.
Well, anyway, I hope I hope if that person does watch, they don't think that I'm making fun of them, because I certainly am not.
No.
They're certainly not in the minority thinking that way.
No, most people do think that way. They think
a lot of people do, but I think more and more people are beginning to educate themselves more on the obesity situation and realize it's not fat people's, it's not entirely their their fault, right? It's not because
Right.
they want to eat that much. It's
Yeah.
because they feel they have to. Their
Right.
body's telling them that they're starving to death.
Yeah.
And if you've never had that sensation, you just can't understand. This is cool.
Oh, this is so cool. Do not splash me.
I won't splash. I'll try not to splash you.
Okay. He's a chicken. Chicken! Ah!
I'm a chicken for not splashing you?
No, he is.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know,
Did
there'll
he
be.
go? He didn't go around like we did he?
No, he didn't go in the mud.
Nah, chicken.
Doesn't want to get his pretty machine all dirty. And I'm sorry for missing in the middle of the week this week, but man, we were busy, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
You should go check out KH's channel and see what we've been up to out here for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And where we were in Utah. Anyway, you guys, we'll talk to you later. Enjoy the ride.